and welcome to MPH, course MPH 530, which is Cultural Competency. I'm Dr. Kara Cecil. I am your professor for the class, and I make weekly YouTubes usually. Just want to tell you a couple things about me. We'll talk about the class a little bit, and then this week, what to expect this week, and maybe bigger picture. So first about me. This is my third year teaching at UND. Before UND, I was at the University of Kentucky, and I taught at UK and Midway, which is a really small school down the street from Lexington. I went to a really small undergrad, 1,000 people, and I went to UK grad school from there, and I really like having the small school experience. So when I moved back home, I'm from this area, when I moved back home, it was really intentional because I like teaching, I like working with students, I like getting to know students. That was what I had in my undergrad, and then in like a graduate program that's a little bit smaller on a big campus like UK. And so I want that with you guys. So that's one reason I make YouTube videos. So you have to see me all the time. And I had to do it, this is Sunday morning, it's Sunday the 26th in the morning, and I had to do it before I get gross because I have multiple lists here with me, and this one says plant mums, repot plants, I have to pre-pack lunches and do laundry. So you're getting me before I start planning mums. Okay, a little about me. I have 3 kids. You will maybe hear about them. Sometimes things come up, like in the summer I taught and my son broke his arm on his last day of preschool. And so I was supposed to having a call with students, and I had to text her and be like, okay, so we're going to get x-rays. I'll text you when I'm done. I don't know what's happening here. So you may hear about them a little bit. I'm married to somebody named Keith, and he's starting an insurance business. So he's an insurance agent with State Farm. Let's see what else. I live on the south side of town. I grew up on the south side of Indianapolis. So I literally live, my house is, I'm at home now, is literally like a mile from where I grew up, which is kind of nice actually after being away for 15 years. I really like public health. That's the other thing I guess I can tell you, that I came to the field kind of toward the end of my undergraduate degree. Most like 5th graders don't dress up for career day as the public health professional because I don't know what it is, and I didn't either until I was in college. So, but I really, really love this field. I love this area, and I hope that comes across. I have a list for what to talk about here with you guys. Okay, so a couple just housekeeping updates. This is probably one of the longer videos you'll ever get from me just because I have a longer list of things to go over. Watch the videos, because yeah, I usually type out in your module the things you need to know for the week, but I also talk about it in the video, and I probably give you more details and examples and things that are helpful. So watch these. Sorry, you have to hear me. Buy the books. Buy the books. You will need the books. I will never, if you ever have me in any other class, I will never tell you to buy a book that you don't actually need. Buy the books. That said, the first week you don't need them. So if you don't have them yet, don't sweat it. You don't need them until the next week. But get those ordered. The other thing I would say is if something comes up, you will have chapters in your books to read, articles to read that I'll put on the forum for you, or in the modules for you. If you can't open something, if you can't find something doesn't work, please just tell me that. I can fix like almost anything if I know. So just tell me, and I can figure out a way to fix it. So sometimes some people have had issues with, I'm not techie, but like the version of software they had or something, and so something didn't open when it was linked or something, but I can usually come up with a workaround on that one, but you just have to let me know. Okay, about the class. So it's cultural competency. You will have forums throughout, which is like assignments. So you'll respond to a question or questions about the readings most weeks of the semester. And not all of those are graded, but some of those are graded. So, and that'll all be in your syllabus, so don't sweat that. But you'll have to do them, and then I pick the ones to grade. Let's see, so you'll have those. But there's 2 really big projects in the class that it might be good to just kind of put a bug in your ear about now. The first is an organizational cultural competency assessment. So you will pick an organization. People have done, usually it's a smaller organization, it works a little better that way, but it doesn't have to be. Usually they've been in the past a little smaller, and you assess them. So toward the end of the semester, when we've already gone through this content, you'll pick an organization, and you'll create an assessment of how, based on what we've read and learned, and you'll apply that assessment on the organization, and you're going to write, for me, a paper, what is for them like a report on how they're doing in terms of cultural competence. Excuse me. So be thinking about that. I would really suggest you absolutely do not have to have an organization in mind like week 1 or 2 or 3 or anything. But if you know that now, maybe you can just kind of keep an ear to the ground, or like if you talk to someone at work or have coffee with someone or something, just keep that in mind that you'll need to kind of have a contact at an organization that you can do an assessment on, which involves meeting with them and talking with their employees and maybe giving them a survey. So it's usually easier if you have a little bit of a background or a relationship with a person in the organization before you start asking them for that kind of time. So keep that in mind. And the other is a self-assessment. So you, based on the assignments that you'll have in the class, you'll do some assessments or some online things, those things she'll respond to. You're going to write your own self-assessment of where you are. These things are all due at the end of the semester, so don't sweat them now. But just know they're coming. Those are kind of the 2 big major assignments. There's quizzes, there's forums, but those 2 papers are the biggies. We also will have another associate adjunct and instructor, and I'm really excited. Her name is Erica Chapman, and she is going to be a fantastic resource because she works at ISDH. She loves this field. She is a fantastic teacher and just a really fun person. So she is going, because there's so many of you this year, she is helping out with a couple different things. 1 is grading some of the forums, and 2 is grading and really facilitating, hopefully, the cultural competency assessment of an organization. Honestly, I spent 15 years in Kentucky, so a lot of and I've been here 3. So most of my professional experience is out of state. So having someone who with just a good experience, a good network and context here, I really think that'll be helpful. So if you are struggling to come up with an organization, shoot her a message. Just contact her. Not yet. Don't sweat it yet. But as we get closer, just know that she is a resource for that. And then evaluating. This is my daughter. Would you like to make a cameo? Come here and smile. Just say hi.
Hello.
This is my oldest. Okay. I'll find you in a minute. I gotta keep working.
Why do you have that there?
I gotta keep working. Okay. That happens too. Organizational stuff. Okay, so she will help like with drafts, reading your drafts, and grading that. So she's going to be such a fantastic hands-on resource when it comes to that organizational assessment. Keep that in mind. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. I don't know what they need. They do that all the time. Okay, this week. Also interesting about this class is the first time this has happened, so I'll probably have a learning curve on this. So if you need something or something seems wonky or unclear, please just tell me because I'll probably have a learning curve on this. But I have my traditional Masters of Public Health students in this class, and I have DHS students in this class, which is great. I think we're going to get really great backgrounds, and you guys are going to just feed off each other and contribute in a really great way. But that said, I'm trying to keep it really similar, but if something comes up and you need something or something is different, please just tell me. So the absolute majority of the class is going to be completely the same for the MPH and DHS students. This week's one of the exceptions. There's like 2. This week, my MPH students, you have the program prep module to complete. So all my MPH students, you should be in other MPH classes, and you, in all those classes, you are doing your MPH program prep module. Go there, follow the directions, do that. No big deal. You'll see what to do there. If you are a DHS student, you're not doing the MPH program prep module. I want you to send me through a forum that's in the module. I want you to send me an introduction to yourself. So the grades will be the same. So my MPH students, your grades average out to, it's out of 50 points for that program prep module. My DHS students, you get 50 points for telling me about you. That way the grades are the same, the points are the same, and that's not any different. And DHS students, I didn't meet you maybe as much as at the welcome to the program day, right? I didn't get to meet you and talk to you like I did the MPH students, so this gives me a chance to get to know you. So DHS students, in the first forum, I want you to introduce yourself to me and maybe be a little creative, maybe make a YouTube, maybe not, maybe put up a picture, or maybe, I don't know, tell me something interesting about you. Like, don't just give me your CV. I could find that in your file, but tell me something different about you that I wouldn't necessarily know, or I wouldn't really know the first week or 2 or 3 or month of class, right? So just tell me a little something different. That's it. The only other time at this point that I think that it'll be different for the programs is the intensive weekend. So my MPH students, you have the intensive weekend. It's on your syllabus. We told you day 1. You know you are supposed to be coming to that. DHS students, because your program is designed differently, you are not required to come to the intensive weekend. Now, if you're in town and want to come, because we're really fun and we're going to do some cool things. But DHS students will have a different assignment to complete in lieu of the intensive weekend on campus. So I'll just make it kind of comparable in an electronic kind of way. But that's the only other time these 2 classes should be different. These 2 sections should be different, if that makes sense. That's all I got. I get everything on my list. Okay. I'm looking forward to it. I have taught this class a couple times now. Every time I do something a little differently, which probably is good. Hopefully it improves it. But I learn something every time, and that's really good. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can message me through ACE. And we actually encourage students to use the ACE messaging function, and it can copy my email, so I see it that way. But if something comes up, who knows, we all have life that happens. My dog died Friday night, so like Saturday was really rough. I had this dog for like 13 years. It was sad. But like, so if I'd had something due on Saturday, and then Scooby died, and so then I had to bury her, and like, that would be an instance where I would just say, shoot me a note and let me know that happened, and we'll work out something, right? So it can't be habitual, but if life happens or my kid gets sick or they break their arm again, those kind of things, just let me know, and I can solve or fix, or we can come up with a compromise on almost anything if we work together. So keep that in mind. That's all I got. This is like a 12-minute video. They're usually not this long, I swear. It's just because it's the first week and I've had 2 cups of coffee. So I'm looking forward to seeing your introductions and seeing you on the forums. Let me know if you need anything. Thanks.